What are we going to make today, Ben?
Chocolate chip cookies.
And what are they going to be?
Chocolate chip.
Are they going to be delicious?
Yeah, and yummy goodness.
All right, yummy goodness coming
I
up.
pour this in.
We'll pour that in a little bit.
Okay.
The first thing that we're going to talk about is this new mixer we have on the counter here. Pretty excited about the opportunity that I had to get this new KitchenAid bowl lift mixer. This is the 7-quart mixer, and we're going to put it through a little bit of a test today. So I have a chocolate chip cookie recipe that we love, and in the past when I've tried to double the recipe in my Artisan 5-quart stand mixer, it would barely make it. I mean, like, cookie dough was like sort of falling out of the top of the bowl, and I was having to hold it in, and it was a little crazy. So we have a bigger capacity mixer, a stronger motor, and we're going to do a double recipe today of the chocolate chip cookies. I would love to see how they come out. So Ben's going to help me today. The recipe that I'm using will be in the description below the video. However, that will be a single recipe. So just keep in mind the amounts of ingredients I'm using today are double what a normal recipe would be. So the first thing that we're going to do is put on our paddle attachment, or what do we call this?
A paddle.
A paddle. We call it the pretzel in our house, don't we? All right, so I don't know why this one's a little stiff here, but here it goes. Now it's on. Bowl is locked in place. So the first thing we need to put in is butter. So let's take our hands out of the baking soda and let's put in all 4 sticks of butter. So this is 2 cups of butter. This is softened slightly so it's not cold right out of the fridge. You don't want to ever make cookies with cold butter. But you also don't want melted butter either. So a nice in-between is always preferable. Ooh, let's not put the wrapper in, right? Let's just shake it in off the wrapper, just like that, okay? So there's our butter. And the next thing we need to do is add the sugar, okay? So we are going to put in some brown sugar first. So let's get in 1 huge scoop here. Hold on, let me get this all filled up. Okay, ready? Let's dump it in. 1 and a 2nd cup. Dump it in.
2.
Good job. All right, so then we're gonna add white sugar.
White.
Yep,
Can
so
I do it by myself?
let's see if you can. This is really full container, so let's try our best not to spill it. We're gonna put in 1 cup of granulated sugar. Whoop. A little bit more.
Okay.
That's good enough. Okay.
I just do it now.
All right, so that's our sugar and butter, and we're just gonna cream that together.
Now I'm gonna do that one.
First, we're gonna lift the bowl, lock it into place, and turn it on, and let it all mix together.
It's too fast! Whoa! Just slow.
Hold on, let's slow down just a little bit.
Let's make it mess. Ah!
All right, so we've creamed the butter and sugar, and we're gonna take a quick look at it. Just kind of scrape down the sides.
I want to lick it. I want to lick it.
You wanna lick it?
I want to lick that big thing. I want
Oh,
to lick the big thing.
the beater,
Yeah, the beater.
the pretzel.
No.
The mixer did a great job of combining all of the ingredients and creaming the butter and sugar together. Everything looks to be really well mixed, and we're ready to add the next few ingredients. Next, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. All right, so here's my teaspoon. I'll pour it in and you can dump it in the bowl, okay, Ben?
Okay.
Whoop.
Whoa.
We lost our spoon. All right. And then we're going to add 4 eggs. 1. Now that we have added our eggs and vanilla, we'll cream it again. Get it all stirred up really nicely. Okay, looks good to me. Just again, I like to scrape the bowl in between each mix.
And also this one.
Just to make sure none of the ingredients get stuck to the side and everything looks great. All right, so next we're going to add our dry ingredients. You might prefer to mix these together separately and then add them to your cookie mixture. I'm just going to do the speed method today, which is adding them in all at once, and just trust that the mixer will do a good enough job of mixing everything together. So now we're going to add in our flour. Now keep in mind, this is a double recipe, so I'm going to be putting in 6 cups of all-purpose flour. I know it's a lot, but we got to test this thing out. So here we go. Next, we're going to add our baking soda. We need 2 teaspoons, okay, Ben? And now 1 teaspoon of salt.
I will do it.
All right. Let's slowly stir it so we don't get a powder puff of flour everywhere. Start this really slow. Start it slow, allow it to start to incorporate, and then you can speed it up. So far, so good. Say good job, mixer.
Good job, mixer.
You want to mix until it's well combined, and then we'll add in our chocolate chips. All right, I'm going to scrape the bowl one time and just let it mix a little bit more just to make sure everything is well incorporated. The mixer is doing a great job handling this amount of dough, and I'm really not surprised. It's a really thick, stiff dough because it has quite a bit of flour in it. All right, let's give it one more mix around here. All right, looks good. Time for some chocolate chips. We're going to be using 2 bags of chocolate chips. Each bag is about 2 cups.
I want to do it.
So 4 cups of chocolate chips. I'm using semi-sweet today.
I do semi-sweet too.
Okay, you can do semi-sweet too. Watch, Ben. This is how we're going to pour the chocolate chips in. Are you watching?
Yeah.
We're just going to pour them in like this. You gently shake the bag. Make sure they all get in there, okay? All right. Oh boy, hold on. Okay, let me just, wait. This is gonna be interesting. Let's go ahead and let Mommy do this one, okay? Now we'll stir it again. All right, so our cookie dough is ready to be formed into cookies and to be baked in the oven. Right here I have 2 cookie sheets. I like to use the air bake cookie sheets, and I also like to use a silicone baking mat. I found that these cookie sheets tend to distribute the heat really nicely, and the baking mats help prevent any burning or crisping or anything like that. I really like my chocolate chip cookies soft and chewy, and so this is a good combination for producing that. So now that we have our dough ready to go, I'm going to lift the bowl up off of the mixer. Let's see if we can get this off here real quick. There we go. All right, let's take our bowl off the mixer here. And let's scrape off the pretzel. Ben, would you like to have a lick of this pretzel?
Yeah. It's a pretzel. Not a pretzel.
It looks like a pretzel.
Not a pretzel.
What is it?
It's just a gray thing.
Okay, would you like to lick some cookie dough off this gray thing?
Yeah.
All right, that's for you.
That's for you.
And this is for me. All right, When I scoop out the cookie dough, I like to roll it around quickly in my hand to just gently compact the dough a little bit, and then I just press it on the cookie sheet ever so slightly. Our cookies are ready to bake. We're going to put them in the oven at 375 for about 12 to 13 minutes. Now here's the tip. You have to take them out of the oven before they get too dark. When the edges start to set up and just start to get brown, the top might even look a little bit soft. It's okay, as long as the top of the cookie doesn't look wet, then they're ready to come out. So again, when the edges are just starting to brown, you're gonna pull the cookies out of the oven, let the hot cookies sit on the cookie sheet for 2 to 3 minutes, then transfer them to a cooling rack. They're going to be really soft, but once they have cooled, they'll firm up and they are going to be the best soft, chewy chocolate chip cookies ever.
Yes, they are.
So let's put them in the oven and I'll show you our finished product soon. Our cookies have come out of the oven and they have cooled for the most part on these cooling racks. Here are 4 dozen. I have another dozen set aside, so the double batch makes about 5 dozen this size cookie. Our consensus on the mixer is that it did a great job, and I would definitely recommend that mixer. I am really enjoying using it. And I just want to point out a couple things about these cookies. As you can see, they're not very dark at all. You really aren't going to get a dark cookie unless you overbake them. The bottom has a lightly browned crust, and it's just starting to brown on the edges, which is when I pulled it out of the oven.
Put it out of the oven.
So Ben's gonna have a taste of one and tell us how it is.
Good.
Good. Another fun little trick is that you can actually put these in the freezer and take them out of the freezer and eat them after just a few minutes. My husband and I love to eat cold chocolate chip cookies.
Back in the room.
There's something about the chewiness that when it's cold, it's just really good. So try it and try this recipe. Again, it will be in the description below the video. Please subscribe to this channel so you can get all of the updated recipes that are coming every week, and I will see you around. What are you eating? Santa, look at Mommy. Say cheese.
Eat some cookie.
Where's your cookie?
Eat your cookie.